Top Hill Recording Podcast, episode 207. Tonight, our guest, Shane Spader.
She sits turning pages on the couch, quiet as a mouse as the stained glass reflects the shade of blue. Winter is moving on in, the sun comes up and right back down again. thinking as the days grow shorter, there ain't much to do. And if all I see is all I get, I think I'm okay with it. Cracking egg for breakfast, skillets high, ready to drop. You know I'm cooking for two. You know I cook for you. And if all I see is all I get, I think I'm okay. And if all I see is all I get, I think I'm okay. And if all I see is all I get, I think I'm okay with it. The quiet fell over our shotgun house, sinking to the silence with you. And it goes, and it goes on, and it goes on, and on and on and on with you. And it goes, and it goes on, and it goes on, and on and on and on with you. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. How does it feel to be the last leaf on the tree? I think of you quite fondly, 'cause you've held on so long. Okay, you know, the last wind of autumn's gonna blow, rattle everything until you let go, fall gently to the floor. Oh, you know, the sun's gonna shine on the other side. You know, you know, Cherry tomatoes, right off the vine. It's how I like to eat 'em come summertime. Eat what you grow and grow what you small. From the earth to your hand to your mouth, and so the cycle goes. It only makes sense, and you can taste the difference. I pull out weeds to make ends meet. It ain't that bad except for the humidity. Well, I like to sing my songs for the plants inside my garden. A little dirt never hurt anyone, it's only been provided for centuries. Give me something good to eat. Give me something, something good. Give me something, something good. Give me something, something good. Give me something, something. It only makes sense. It only makes sense. It only makes sense. You can taste the difference. Give me something, something good. Give me something, something good. Give me something, something good. Give me something, something. Give me something good.
Sir.
The
How's it
band.
going, guys? How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
All
Doing
good.
good.
All right, we got Shane, Zach, Trey, and Grant. All together, you guys just put on a crazy killer
It
performance,
was great.
man.
Yeah, one of my
Unbelievable.
favorites in here since
Yeah.
it started. It really is. And
Yeah.
it's been a while since I've gotten to say that. Like, and we have good acts every week, but I knew church friends were coming. I know that's not what y'all are going by today, but I was thinking someone else was coming because I looked at my schedule and it had the wrong name on it. So
There's a little audible.
yeah, I was,
tonight,
I was excited for Riley Aaron. Yeah,
Riley.
dope music. But then you got here and I saw a pedal steel and I'm like, "Dude, why does he have a pedal steel?" And then I realized what was going on, that I didn't know what was up. But the tunes were fantastic. Like I told you before we did this part of the podcast, like right up my alley as far as sound. Like this is the kind of music I would listen to on the daily. So yeah, I'm excited. Do you have like recorded stuff out right now?
I don't yet. Working on some stuff. I invested in some recording gear, so now I need to learn how to use the recording gear and record.
Like I say, you
with
said
the
you had
gear.
some help learning
Yeah,
some
Grant
stuff.
over here is the studio wizard, so he's taking me under his wing a bit. And
James, my protege.
yeah,
Nice.
he's gonna whip me into shape.
Tell you what, it's a journey. It is a journey.
Yeah,
That's one
yeah.
thing I found out with this podcast, man. Editing and doing all that stuff, getting the source right, it's important. But my goodness, it can...
But you all have like a great vibe. Like it just, like I said, right up my alley. But I feel like no matter what you record, even like the one mic stuff we did today, it sounds great already. So I'm stoked to see what kind of stuff you all come up with when you
I'm
have
excited.
some time to do what
Yeah,
you
it's been
want to
great
do.
playing with them too. Because I feel like all these songs I've been sitting on for a long time, playing just acoustic guitar and singing. So then I've been kind of like tracking some demos and stuff with instruments in it, but then having other brains and musicians playing with me is, I feel like,
And you got
sparking more
quality
ideas.
players with you too.
Oh, yeah.
Like you got a great band.
100% rippers.
No,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
100% rippers.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And the stuff that... the material is awesome. The lyrics are awesome. And the musicianship is phenomenal. So it was super exciting to see where you guys go. And you mentioned you haven't been together too long.
Now this is like the, I don't know, I guess third kind of
Third
thing.
performance, second one was Zach.
Second
one
yeah.
was Zach. That's right.
Of all of us together.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
That's wild.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
So you all played, I thought, super tight.
Yeah.
I don't know how you all
Thanks.
felt about the performance, but I loved it. I was really, like I said, just right up my alley. I felt like all the tunes, super cool vibe. I'm just like stoked to have you have some recorded stuff out so I can listen to it
Well,
again.
you're going to now, so we got a few.
Yeah.
We got 4 tracks recorded. Yeah, man. Zach, I thought you'd been started the band. You know, you slid in so well there.
Oh, thanks.
Love your playing.
Was
Love your
also incredible guitar player.
playing. Oh yeah,
Thank you.
I think that's
He's
kind
a
of what goes on.
Yep.
6-string.
I'll say the best bass players
Six-string
usually
wizard.
are.
Yeah, tasteful, man. Yeah, a lot of space. It was awesome. So Shane, what we like to do, especially since you're the man of the band, Shane Spader, we like to go back and kind of just get a feel for how music got introduced to you and when you knew it was going to be something that was just going to be a part of your life and something you had to do.
Yeah. I feel like
And
growing
make
up.
sure you hold that mic up, man.
Oh, yeah, I'll
I
get
don't
it-
want to get in trouble.
Get
Brad
it
will
right on the
whip me.
lips. I feel like growing up, trying to think. I feel like my dad and mom both had a pretty good sense of music. I feel like I remember like Tom Petty and the Stones. I feel like when I was younger, diving into some of their records, I feel like there's like a pretty distinct memory in my brain when I like found the records. My dad was like showing me the record player and stuff, and going through some of that stuff. I feel like really got into music. I feel like probably 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade was when I like actually started playing music. And honestly, Grant and Trey, we were all in a band like when we were like 15,
No kidding.
16. So
Nice.
gotta give them a big shout out. Also, Logan and Gavin Hopkins have played a huge role in playing music. I'm in the main band that I play with is Boa Boys with Logan and Gavin Hopkins. So they played a major role in that. And just growing up, I feel like we all just kind of started playing music together and just kind of clicked. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of the trajectory a little bit.
So what would you say your main influence as far as listening, I guess both lyrically and just melodically, for what created you as a songwriter? What were you
I feel like with anybody, it's kind of all over the place. I feel like as you get older, your different music you're into changes and the ebbs and flows of things. But lately, it's been a lot more like kind of chill music, which like kind of some. I want to say like there's this really cool record by Art Lown that's really cool. It's like a 60s, 70s record that's kind of like country psych a little bit. Been real into that. Jeff Tweedy, I feel like, is like a pretty big inspiration as far as like lyrics go. I feel like he has like really tasteful stuff. Trying to think of some other big influences, but it's kind of stuff like that.
heading in that direction?
Yeah, I feel like when we were younger, we kind of wanted to just like rip and rock.
Mhm.
And I feel like as we're getting older, it's like chilling out. Everybody's kind of playing more like acoustic, like chillers.
Everybody relax a little bit. All right, let's listen to each other
It's
now.
funny,
We've been
yeah. It's like
making
like a
noise.
lot of people I feel like I've known for a while that have been playing music. It's like kind of that slow, like everybody's like rock and roll, and then just slowly everybody's like, all right, maybe let's just play some acoustic songs.
I'm telling you, man, there's something about it, especially
Yeah.
making that transition if you're real good at it, which you guys are and you are. I think you can make some special stuff. And I really believe that's what you're doing here. The stuff that you guys did tonight was so unique. There's a lot of times that people come in this room and you can go, well, here's their influences. Here's that. You could do it with me on plenty of my songs. Earl, I'm sure you could feel the same way
hear my
about
music,
you.
it sounds like a lot of stuff.
You go, oh, well, I can see where your influences are. It's always very, very cool and unique to experience something where you can't put your finger on it. And I think that feels to me like the direction that you guys are going in, that is just singular. It's your own thing, which is very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit beforehand about listening inside the room, making sure everybody hears it. And that being able to do that and being able to really listen to each other, I think it creates bands that can do really, really good stuff, create good material. And you guys being able to do that, it was like, man, and then hearing the songs, it was
great.
dude.
I mean, yeah. And your influences, like I was glad that Neil asked that question because I was going to ask it too. Because like, to me, like there wasn't a whole lot you remind me of. Like when we were doing sound check, there was a little phasing issue and it made your vocal sound crazy. And it reminded me a little bit of like Bendigo Fletcher, which I'm a big fan of.
Love Bendigo.
Yeah. And then other than that, like I don't know if you listened to the Fruit Bats ever, but you kind of had like that kind of vibe a little bit that I really like.
I haven't listened to much of them, but I feel there's a couple songs that I've definitely heard by them.
Yeah, he's got like
For
pedal
sure.
steel on a couple tunes,
Yeah.
and it's like it's almost like it's not country, but it is. And
Also, there's a band Apache that are awesome. I think they're from California, but they've been like definitely a huge inspiration. It's like two dudes. I forget their names, but yeah, it's kind of like that. I don't know, just like easy listening kind of stuff, which I feel like the music I've been making has been drifting and just like easy listening. Just kind of put it on and.
Oh, like I've said, like your stuff, like I would put on and just like chill all day. If there was once there's recorded stuff, that's what I'm going to be doing because it's right up my alley, big time.
Well, you mentioned pedal steel, man. I think we have to kind of talk about. Grant's only been playing what, a year? You said
a year.
Yeah, I think I got the pedal steel in March of 2023, so coming up on a year, but I was moving at the time. Like I had started to mess around on it a little bit, but like I think I moved and it wasn't until probably like May that I moved into, actually Trey him and his former roommates had an extra room. I moved in there. I was in this tiny little room that I'm renting. And I suddenly, I had at my old spot, I had a studio and lots of instruments. And suddenly I just had an acoustic guitar and my pedal steel. And I just sat and played it for I was like, I'm going to learn this thing. Like I got it. I got to learn how to play it. And that's what I did for months.
Grant gets locked in.
Yeah.
He gets a new hobby. You won't see him for like 3 months.
He's one of those.
It's true. It's true.
So you and Brad, the guy that I started this thing with, my co-host and partner in this venture, he's that guy. That's the reason that the podcast started, was because he's the same dude. He's like, well, you got an idea? That's interesting. And I just left, and a day later he called and he's like, hey, come down here, let's talk about this. We started recording that night just because, I don't know, he caught his interest, but he gets dialed in like that with anything that he does. So I bet do you go through things like, all right, I got that figured out. I'm bored. Next thing. Do you do that a lot?
Yeah. I won't. I do. I actually do. Very honestly, I do. I think it's. I'll get really into something, but I don't fully. If I really like it, I won't fully put it down. Like I'll still, I'll keep doing it and maybe move on to the next thing, but still stay up enough to where I can all right, I can still kind of I played the drums a lot back in the day, and nowadays every now and then I'll just hop on the kit just to see if I still got it.
keep the rust off.
Yeah, keep the rust just enough to keep the rust off.
How's it go, Trey?
It was cool for me because I got to watch somebody learn a new instrument from start to finish, which most of us have been playing since we were kids. So you don't see that happen a whole lot anymore. And for the first couple of months of him playing in our apartment, it was kind of like, oh, we're going to see if he can do it or not. Like,
It's not an easy thing to do.
He's struggling through like Amazing Grace and some of these songs. And there was one night I came home and I heard him recording Franklin's Tower by the Grateful Dead on his acoustic, like the rhythm part for that, into his looper pedal. And then I could just hear what he was doing, that he was going to play that through the looper pedal. And he started doing pedal steel over top of that. And that's when I knew it was like, he's gonna take it where it needs to go.
This kid's gonna go far.
Yep.
Stick with it, man. Stick with it. Yeah, dude. You turn that pedal steel over to put it in the case, and it's like, what the hell is going on in there? So much shit.
I know.
Box.
Yeah, you would ask Spencer if he could fix it. I'm like, you need like a surgeon to fucking fix that thing. Like,
Definitely a complex.
Pedals, pedals, knee levers.
Yeah, pedals and knee levers.
yeah, I'm blown away that you've only been playing a year. Like, I've met a pedal steel player or two around town. I've had one sit in with my band, and it's its own thing. Like, being able to play a guitar. You're great on the guitar too, by the way. But
thank you.
I don't know how anyone can figure out the pedal steel, especially in a year, and be able to play it like the way you did with this group is really cool. Like, it's very impressive for sure. Like, I know it's not an instrument I could ever fucking play.
Yeah, I mean, we played a show this past Saturday, and people are usually, I feel like it's kind of a niche thing, like not super common. And I get asked a lot of questions, and the number one question that people are like, how'd you learn how to play it? And I just kind of half joking, half serious, be like, well, it's just a result of me getting really obsessed with it.
Yeah, just locking yourself in a small room with a looping pedal and a
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And roommates who don't tell you to fucking quit, man.
Oh,
Dude,
no,
like,
no. They were very patient. They were patient. And my girlfriend too. It's funny because like she would, when I first started playing, that's about the time we had started dating, and she didn't want to listen to me play it. And I'm doing all this like rudimentary stuff, like learning how to mute the strings with the pick and whatever. And like she would like purposely wait to come over till I was done practicing. Well, over time, many months go by, and then now she's like, will like fall asleep listening to me, and I'm like, that's the highest compliment, I guess.
Yeah, I love when people fall asleep when I'm playing. There's nothing better when I'm doing a show and everyone's asleep.
Throw some reverb and
Totally
delay on it.
settled
No, it's cool. I mean, it's cool, man. I think that's crazy. Like I said, like I've never messed around on the pedal steel. Like I barely play guitar at all. I'm a strummer, and so talking about like the looper, I remember when I was learning guitar and writing stuff, I was in an apartment and I had a looper pedal, and I was just trying to practice my strumming, and I had a microphone set up, and then all of a sudden I played it back and I could hear my neighbor just screaming like, please stop. And
oh my gosh.
It's like, yeah, well, it's good that you had good roommates to let you figure it out, because that's not an instrument that you're going to figure out in a day or two. Like anyone who can, if you fiddle around a little bit on a guitar, you can pick up a bass and hold some root notes or whatever. But on a pedal steel, you're not figuring it out in a day or two. It's gonna take a long time to even fake it. Like,
yeah, dude. Spencer can attest to this one. The freaking Boss RC1 looping pedal is the worst pedal looper ever. It kicks my ass.
I'm not gonna drop an F-bomb, but F that pedal.
Dude, that
it is
pedal.
the
The only
absolute
thing I
worst
wanted to do
pedal.
with that pedal was chuck it as far as I could.
Yeah, it's a great paperweight.
Yeah.
Fantastic
Chuck
paperweight.
it off the top of the hill.
Is that the red one?
It's the
Yeah,
it's the
itty bitty red
individual
one
single.
where you have to like tap it 3 times
It's
in
a-
order
it's
for
a
it
nightmare.
to record.
It's
Dude,
not a good
that's
one.
the one that I have.
Dude, I hate that thing.
I'm serious. It's red, and it's like you do have to tap it 3 times.
Yeah, but obviously you're good with your feet because you're a pedal steel player. So you just, done. And drummer. He did both. He's got it nailed. Trey, not to skip you, man, but you've been here before. We got to talk to Zach over there.
Go,
He's
Zach.
trying to hide. He's
I've been here many times.
Hiding behind us. All right, man. We got to go back at it. So you're not only a sweet, badass bass player, but a guitar player too. So I'm assuming you started as a guitar player?
Oh, yeah.
How old were you when you started?
Like 12. My dad and my mom got me a guitar for my 12th birthday.
All right,
So-
what kind of guitar?
It was like a Washburn.
Not a bad
Electric?
first guitar.
It was a nice guitar to learn on. Like it stayed in tune. So
Yeah,
That's the main thing.
That's
Yeah.
key. So, what got you started on? Did you have what was your influence? Did you have friends or relatives that played? Your parents into music?
I had like a cover band when I was in grade school, and we'd play at like church picnics, like around town. Because I mean, like everybody would just drink a bunch of beer and listen to us try to play.
I love drinking beer
Zeppelin
and just listening
covers.
to grade school kids play rock and roll.
People were
It's killer
very
time.
kind to us. And they probably shouldn't have been because it sounded terrible. But no, I mean, it was like fun learning how to play like through that.
All right, so you got to tell us a couple songs y'all played.
I remember we played. There was this like drunk guy that was like front row, maybe the only person that was like actually watching us, and we played "Ramble On" by Led Zeppelin.
Dude, that's not an amateur song.
No, it's not.
But we finished it, and we didn't know any more songs, so we just played it again for this guy.
Run it back.
Run it back. Side B, run it back. You could have played the, what was it, the karaoke version, just not sang it.
Yeah.
That'd have been all right. Drunk guy could have sang it. He was probably the preacher, Man. All right, Trey.
What's going on?
How many instruments do you play? Just the drums? Are
Just
you
drums,
just a
man.
drummer?
It's funny when we had our high school band that Shane was talking about earlier. Me and Grant used to switch back and forth between piano and drums, and I didn't know a lick of piano, but we made it work somehow. I would just figure out these little like 2 or 3 finger things to play,
Really?
fit right in place.
I figured you were going to say you turned it over to the rhythm section and started playing the drums.
No.
No?
Just something easy. But once we moved on from that, I'd never touched the keys again. I'm perfectly content just playing my drums.
Yeah, I
So,
don't blame
yeah.
you,
Yeah, when
man.
you hold it down.
I was going to say, when you're good at it, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's why I
got
don't play
that-
drums.
He just clicks real quick.
Mm.
He's a machine.
Trey and I were actually on drumline together in high school.
right, that's
how we
right.
met.
Yeah.
That's how we became
Hell
friends.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What did both play snare? What did we play?
I played snare drum for 2 years, although one of those years I broke my wrist in a ripstick accident.
A ripstick
And, yeah,
accident? How did
The
that
like less
happen?
cool version of a skateboard.
Oh,
So that was right at the
God.
beginning of marching season. I was in a cast for the rest of the year. And then I played tenors my final 2 years, the 4 drums.
Okay.
And Grant played tenors with me for 1 year.
Yep.
And that year I refused to memorize the part. So it was just the 2 of us on the tenor line. So I told the instructor we're going to play split parts this year. So he'll play the real part, and I'll just fill in what I want to fill in.
It did not go over well.
It didn't go. It didn't work out. He wasn't
we
good
got-
with that.
Get
We got
detention.
yelled at. We
Yeah.
got yelled at a lot that year.
He didn't get detention. He got strict notes.
Yeah.
This is what you're going to play. This is how you're
Yeah.
gonna
But no,
play.
drumline stuff was cool. Marching band is really neat. I didn't fully appreciate it at the time, but it is like it's a pretty cool thing. I've got some hearing damage from it, but I also got a lot of self-discipline. So
I bet. I've got a kid that did marching band for a year or 2, and then he started playing football.
oh yeah.
And part of me misses. I love when he was in marching band. Yeah, I guess he's a football player now. Yeah, marching band was really, really cool.
Yeah, I feel like I messed up. I played saxophone in middle school
Nice.
and then didn't. I feel like I got to high school. I'm like, it's too serious. I don't want to do that. But I feel like I should have just kept doing it. Would have been sick.
Dude, just for the things that you wish you would have kept
Yeah.
with or done.
You can't think too much
Yeah.
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, Earl's a baseball player. I'm sure you got.
Yeah,
like,
oh, yeah.
moments
I
I
where-
played
There's lots
baseball growing up too.
I played
Yeah.
We
some
could be
ball.
pros by now.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I could have been a high minor leaguer that never got a shot.
Yeah, see, I tore up my arm. I can always say that was the
Yeah.
reason. It wasn't because I was fucking terrible.
Got
Uh,
a bum shoulder.
I started.
Coach pitched me too much.
I got some off time and was left to my own devices for the first time. It didn't work out well.
I feel you.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think
Yeah, I
it
mean,
worked
it's
out
fine.
pretty damn well.
It's fine now. I mean, it didn't work out well for my baseball career. Let's say that. So, all right, what's the future look like for you guys as far as the band? And I'm assuming that you're starting to get out there and get going. I mean, with the songs that you already have, I can imagine Earl's gonna, after we leave tonight, go, hey, if you guys ever want to do a
I was
show
gonna ask
together."
during the podcast. Yeah, I was gonna say I would do a show with you all anytime.
do it.
And I'm already gonna bug
Absolutely.
you about sitting in with my band on
Yeah.
the pedal
Cool.
still. So
Yeah,
I
man.
was gonna say, I think the thing is just not think about it and just do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Really. I
Not
feel like this
get-
is just kind of like a side project, so it's just fun to
It feels like more
Get-
than a side
get to-
project. Like, I mean, you have a cool sound, man.
Sweet,
big
thank you.
time.
Yeah,
Like,
thank
I
you.
really do dig it. Like,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, I think
So-
it's just fun playing with people that. Well, it's fun getting back together with Trey and Grant and playing music with them again, and then just playing with Zach as well, and just kind of, I feel like it's fun to have your main thing and then just also play with other people, and I just feel like it makes you better and gives you new ideas, and it's been fun.
So what is that? What's that look like for you? Do you have to like kind of compartmentalize your writing process, being with Bow Boys and doing your own thing, or does that dynamic shift every time you're in the room with each? How's that work?
Not really. A lot of the Bow Boy stuff I write on bass. I play bass in that band. So it's usually a pretty clear, different thing. Because all this stuff is obviously on guitar. So and like the Bow Boy stuff is a little more lively, I feel like, and upbeat and stuff. And I feel like this is a little more chill. So there's definitely like some bleed where I feel like some of the solo stuff could be Boa stuff, but yeah. Logan is a great guitar player, and Gavin has super good sensibility on drums and stuff. So I feel like we usually will just do like one of us will write a song and then bring it to the other people, and then just build off of that, and everybody writes their own parts to it. So, and yeah, the solo stuff's just a lot of me sitting at home playing guitar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how when you put these songs together, how does that differentiate? Do you bring it to the band and just build it as your vision with this, or since it is kind of the solo stuff on that version of writing, do you bring it and go? Does everybody just kind of write their own thing, or do you have an idea?
I feel like with this stuff, I usually just write it and then play it in my living room for like 3 years, and then we figure it out.
Well, I think you got recordings and stuff that we were able to listen
Yeah, that's
to.
true. Yeah, with some of the solo stuff, I've been trying to play like guitar and bass and drum, like kind of doing a lot of the stuff by myself, and then just doing it that way. So I feel like the solo stuff's definitely me kind of trying to do it all a little bit. And then yeah, I've just been demoing stuff. I feel like now playing in some of these with everybody though, it's like shifting gears too. I'm like, oh, maybe we should just record it like this and stuff like that. But
I think it's cool too, because like Shane will have the song and he'll show us the recording and kind of be like, well, here's what I recorded, but you don't have to like learn it exactly to a T. You can kind of put your own spin on it, and like I think it gives you an idea to start with, and then maybe be like, okay, I can kind of throw this in as long as it doesn't get too busy or get in the way of
that's
something
the beauty
else.
of it too. Because I'm not like a super, super good musician, I feel like it's good to let people that are actually good at the instruments they play. Like, I feel like I'll write certain parts that I'm like, oh, I feel like this is good. Like maybe keep this in here, but like anywhere else, just do whatever. So, and then just like new ideas happen and new parts form, and we all just kind of build off stuff like that.
Probably allows for those guys to get, you guys to get a little bit invested into your music as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because I've played with some other people too, and it's definitely nice for people to be like, yo, just kind of play what you're feeling on it, rather than like play this part note to note. Yeah,
Totally.
Which I don't want to do that to anybody. So
yeah, that definitely allows for a certain amount of freedom. It gives you the freedom to make the wrong choice,
Yeah.
which gives you all the freedom to make the right choices too. So not bad at all.
And one of the things, by the way, this is Spencer talking. The camera died, so there is no camera. But
Story of our lives.
it's one of the things working with Earl that it not only has it made me a better musician, but it's challenged me in a way with his music, because he has great recordings of all of his tunes. And so he'll show me these great recordings and be like, just play whatever you're feeling, dude. And I'm like, okay.
but these parts are kind of tight.
Exactly. I'm like, these are pretty freaking sick. Like, they're pretty awesome. But then, just like Grant said, it does give you that type of, it's like, it gives you a great bass line.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it makes you a better musician because in terms of trying to learn those parts note for note, then, okay, now I can put that in my little textbook
Yeah,
of musician things that I can do,
Yeah.
and then you can draw and pull and expand from that. And it is super, super cool and a great way to get everybody involved.
Yeah.
Shane's got some pretty fire bass lines too.
I was gonna say, I bet so. The
Yeah, I
fact that
could
you played the
imagine.
bass, it's
Yeah.
like
No pressure.
it's like
no
I play it
pressure,
like
Zach.
this, but you play it how you want. But I did a pretty cool thing
I'm in
right
a good
here.
band. You know my other band, right?
Yeah, it's pretty sick being able to play
the
bass lines.
Don't,
Yeah.
no pressure, Zach.
Yeah, I like that I like too that you give him the freedom to play. Like I think that's cool. Like Spencer mentioned, like he's in my band. You talked about Rhodey kind of teaching you a little bit on the pedal steel. Rhodey played on all my EP that I had come out, and when I had Spencer in my band, I was like, I have recorded stuff, but yeah, play it how you want because there's only one Rhodey, there's only one you. So
Yeah.
when you go to have someone else in there, it's like this is what I did. Like how would you do it? Like I think that's cool.
It's fun too, and I feel like the recording aspect too. It's like you can have your recordings that sound good and like the way you want them to, but then the whole live experience you have, like if you were to be like this singular person recording all the parts, then you form a band to play all the like stuff, and they throw in their own stuff. You go see them live, and it's like a different experience than just sitting there listening to the recordings, and I feel like that's fun too. Just
I agree. Big
seeing
time.
people. I feel like seeing people. It's fun seeing people that are almost like better live than the recordings.
Yes.
I love when there's a different.
Yes.
It's like a different thing. It doesn't have to like
Yeah,
going to a show and I like I've seen so many shows at like Zanzibar where these like mid kind of level artists come through and I know their music so well. And then you go, ooh,
Like, ooh,
live.
yeah.
This is different. And it's a different experience. It's still cool. And that's how I do stuff. Like I've used studio musicians a lot, but I love my live band, and it's like a different thing. And we do stuff. It's a different sound when we play, and because when you're in the studio, you're in the studio, and there is certain things in the studio that is hard to replicate like live.
For sure,
And then kind of vice versa. Like live, not always are you going to sound like the studio. You're putting on a performance. First
it's like I feel like it's a good habit to try. I feel like it took a while for me to try not to get married to your own ideas. Because I feel like as soon as you can kind of let that, like push that to the back of the mind, be like, all right, I've been playing this way for so long that I really, really like it. And then I feel like when you're like younger, you're like writing songs and like trying to direct it or something. You're like, somebody plays something, you're like, oh no, fuck that. Like, we should play it this way. And then like, once you kind of start putting that on the back burner, you're like, oh wait, that's actually pretty cool if we do it that way. Just trying to, I don't know. I think it's cool to have your ideas, but also not be completely married to them in case somebody else plays something that might work better.
Big time,
and just be open to.
If you put yourself in a box, you're never gonna really meet your full potential. And if you're in the studio or wherever or in band practice, and someone does something that you're like, that fucking sucks, like just tell them and like have them do something different. Like it's easy to do that. Like if you don't like it, but that's what's cool about playing with people. I think music. No matter what you're doing, like music is a shared experience. Like you should
absolutely
you work with people when you're putting out recorded stuff. Even if you're doing solo stuff, you're working a lot of times with a producer or whoever, and an engineer, or you're doing it all on your own. But I like just like the fact that when you bring people together, it's something different. Like I have a live band. I've used a studio band. I've had fill-in people, and it's always a little different. I like it just being different.
It fresh.
It's just like
keeps
it's
it a little
fun.
fresh.
Yeah, it's fun for everybody.
Yeah, it's a trust level type of deal too.
Yeah.
When you do that type of stuff, man, you got to be able to. It creates you have to trust them to be able to do their own thing. Otherwise,
I was gonna say. Luckily, I feel like I play with people that I just trust. Like I'm like I know they're gonna play something good. So between them and I don't have any fear.
Let it go. All right, brother. You got some Weston's question?
Yeah. So I sit in for Brad, who used to be the host, and he had a set of questions that I now get to do. And we'll just kind of go around to each of you real quick. Tell us, and this is everyone's favorite fucking question, I'll tell you what. But tell us a non-music thing about you that you'd like to share. It could be like a fun fact or just something small. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, I can see your eyes getting big. It's hard. It's a tough question. This is the hardest one, I promise. But what's a non-music thing, Grant, that you want to share?
Well, I like to cook a lot. Cooking is that's like my... I guess that's my outside of music. It's probably my second favorite hobby.
Best dish.
Last year in 2022, I got really into making different types of curries.
Ooh, yeah.
And my mom taught me how to make her sourdough bread that she's had this recipe for like 20 years or something. So those are my go-tos. Like this pineapple chicken curry. That's probably my favorite. That's probably the one that I do the best is pineapple chicken curry and then sourdough bread.
I was already starving, dude. I was
Yeah,
starving
right.
an hour
You
ago.
got any of that in your fridge at home?
I mean, starving.
I'll go to the grocery store right now.
No kidding. All right,
throw
Trey,
it
what you
down.
got?
Trey, what about you?
What you got, Trey?
Well, this is I think my third time on here.
Yes,
Y'all are
it's
killing me with this
number
question. I'm running out of shit. Because I'm trying to remember what I've said before. I really, really, really love going to bed around 9 p.m. and getting up between 5 and 6.
Dude, nice.
It's a vibe.
Nice.
I have equal love for sitting down with a box of cookies and eating that shit in one night.
I've seen it.
It's been done. It might happen later this evening if Kroger's still
Great
open.
answer.
That's
Great.
about it.
Dude, that's
That's awesome.
there's something about being up early, man. I like being up
Yeah.
early.
I'm
I dig it.
I get up 10 minutes before we leave for work.
I'm
yeah.
I'm
not a morning
every day, no
person.
matter what.
The mornings are cool. I
Love them.
like to fish a lot. So I feel like
Oh.
early morning on a boat, there's something. You
That
can't
might
beat
be
it.
his fact.
You can't beat it. You really can't.
Early mornings on a lake for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a fisherman, but I grew up in Nolan Lake. And an early morning on the dock, dude, all by yourself, peace and quiet,
Mm-hmm.
peeing off the dock.
I don't wake up early. I woke up early this weekend, and it was the first time in forever, and all I did was smoke weed. Like, I just woke up at 6:30. My dog woke me up, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta go smoke now.
All right, Zach, what's yours, man? Anything interesting?
I really like to run.
Oh,
It's a big runner. Yeah.
I see you brought your Forrest Gump trainers.
Oh
I know,
yeah.
you got shoes on, your socks ready to go, pants
He was
rolled
running.
up.
Oh, yeah.
He was running.
What do you like? Do you
He actually
run,
he ran here. we didn't.
I was wondering
It's a
who
big
we
deal.
asked when we were running down to the studio to pick you guys up.
We said, "Hey, we can give you a ride." But he's like, "No, I'll just run."
do you run like trails, or you just run like on the road, or what do you do? Like,
I run in Cherokee Park sometimes
cool,
on the
yeah.
trails.
Right
Like, I like running on the trails, but mainly like a road runner. So,
All right, right
like if
on,
you're
man.
running a normal day, how many miles are you running?
like I try to run 4 or 5 times a week, but like, so it just kind of depends on the day.
I used to do that, and I wish I did that, man. My
I hate
capacity
running.
to sing.
We
was
talked about
so much
sports and
better.
baseball earlier.
Yeah,
I ran
that's
in
right.
baseball. Otherwise, fuck running. Like
Well,
I-
that's dude. That's sprints and stuff. That's terrible.
we do
Sprints
long
are
distance
fuck.
too, and I never liked it. I was always hungover.
Well, that does affect your
It does.
love of
You're like a
running.
1930s
You can't
baseball
hit
player.
that before.
Yeah.
yeah. You'd great eating hot dogs and like
Yeah.
you know, cracking cold ones in the dugout. Hell yeah.
Smoking stogies.
Smoking, yeah.
Back
Yeah, I was gonna
Ride-
say a big old
riding
trawl.
the train in between games, doing blow, messing with hookers.
It was
That
there.
have
There was, wasn't there
syphilis.
some?
juicing it up.
Wasn't there some baseball player back in the day that like took a hit of acid and threw like a no hitter?
Yeah,
Oh,
Doc,
yeah? Yep.
Doc Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pittsburgh Pirates. Yeah, he did.
Or maybe like
I-
did it the night before or something.
That's
Was
your
still kind of.
hero.
I've tell you what, I've taken acid and tried to throw baseball with a buddy of mine. It's crazy. It is crazy, and I would not recommend doing it. But it is fun.
There you go.
Ball looks like just a straight beam.
Talk about rubber band arm. Yeah, dude, you were that's how they came up with the trackers for the ESPN curveball trackers.
That's what it looks like.
It's
Yeah.
tracers.
It's just
Yeah.
It's
Hell
like
yeah.
I got that trail.
All right, so Shane is fishing early in the morning. Yours? Do you got even another one?
I feel like I'm in the same boat as Grant, where I have like a lot of hobbies. I feel like I'll get obsessed with things as well, and then get good enough to be like kind of good at it, and then move on to the next one.
Jack of all trades,
Yeah,
master
yeah,
of none.
yeah. So woodworking is one. I would say woodworking, and
My
I've been
wife's a-
taking like film photography since I was like 15, 16. That's kind of been a steady hobby in my life as well. So
Nice.
Yeah.
My wife's into woodworking.
it's cool.
Ah.
It's cool.
That's
That's a good one.
you,
Sorry.
you cannot
That's a
keep
good
that
one.
in there.
Yeah, it's staying for sure. That's just staying.
I was
for
like,
sure.
oh, it's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
She's a woodworker. That's cool, man.
So photography, how long you've been doing that for quite a while
I'm
now?
27, so I guess like 10, 11 years now. Something like that, yeah.
My oldest just got into photography in the last year or so, and she is enamored. She loves it. So
Yeah, it's
Takes
fun.
great pictures.
It
Took some
takes-
pictures of
yeah.
us at a show. Did a
takes
great
really,
job.
really good
So,
pictures.
It's like one of those things I feel like I like to do it so I don't forget shit when I'm old.
Mm.
Like I feel like I'm gonna be like 70 years old and I remember shit if I make it to 70, but just won't be able to remember anything. But
Yeah.
we'll have like an old photo book and I'll like flip through and be like, oh,
Hey, look
I
at
remember
that.
that.
Hey, I
and then just
remember-
kind of blast the memories.
Awesome. I love photography.
pretty good answers from everybody. Normally, that question is not, like I said,
I'm really
everybody's
impressed
favorite.
with you,
but
Trey. I'm really
that
impressed
was,
with Trey's third go round.
Yeah,
man.
so the next
I'm
time
really
you're on here,
impressed.
you're gonna have to pick up
I
some
got
new
to
hobbies
constantly
before
evolve
then.
just so I got answers for that question.
I'm just surprised you had anything at this point.
yeah, because that's a lot of times with the same question. This next one's a little bit more fun. You can tell us either as a group or individual, but like, because I know you just played a couple gigs together, but tell us a nightmare gig that you've had either individually or as a group. Like I said, I know you just played a couple times together. So,
Or a great gig.
or a great gig, just
Um,
memorable.
Memorable
I'll say
gig,
the show we
memorable
played on Saturday night at the Monarch was
Our favorite spot.
exceptionally.
It's a nightmare.
It was I had a great time.
It was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a really nice.
Love
time.
the Monarch.
Yeah,
Like, it's such a
fun.
cool spot. Everything about that place is just like what this city needs.
Yeah, it's
perfect.
cool. I feel like we've all played in like different projects, so I feel like we probably all have just nightmare stories from different places. Definitely have had some like nightmare sound checks. You're just like, I don't know what's about to happen.
You're like, I might be sick before the show. Like, we might have to
Yeah,
cancel
yeah.
this.
Mm.
yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
I think we
y'all,
need
I don't
to-
know if y'all have. I feel like Grant's got one maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, it's hard to pinpoint. I'm sure back in the day with church friends, I think we definitely probably had some nightmare sets and
We used to
and
play at
formalities.
this warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes these shows would go so fucking late, dude. I'd be like,
You know,
Yeah.
I'd be falling asleep by the time we got on the stage.
that right there in itself, you guys did not experience it at the place y'all played last, but that is a thing. When you're like in the room at midnight waiting to play, you're watching the crowd just dissipate. Everybody's
Yeah.
leaving. It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm such a fan of like early show,
oh my
Yes.
God.
2-band bill, get
Two-band
in,
bill.
get out.
Get in, get out.
Sleep by
Short
10.
sets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sleep by
30-minute
10.
sets.
Yeah.
2-3 bands.
Yeah.
We all make
Yeah.
$5, but
Yeah.
it's
Do you
no one's
remember
there
that?
for 8 hours.
And there was a point in your life, probably when you were like 19 or 20, when you're like, yeah, 4 a.m. bars. Bars should always go to 4 a.m. It makes total sense that bars are open. Then there's a switch in your life, kind of
Oh,
about
yeah.
the same time when you're like, let's play some acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Probably about that time when you're like,
Yeah.
why do bars stay open so late? Everything should be shut down. Nothing good happens after midnight.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 30 years old, and if I was interviewed on the news about how late the bar stayed open, I'd be like,
Shut 'em
no,
down.
shut 'em
Shut 'em
down.
down.
Like,
I
I'm
feel
trying
like-
to sleep.
I feel like these days I'll go to a bar and then I'll get there, have like a drink or two, and then I'm just like, why did I come out? Why am I
why?
here? I'm going back home.
Dude, I just paid $12.
Yeah,
for
I got beer in the
Evan
fridge.
Tell my wife,
Williams.
yeah, it's like, we gotta go. Like, it's over.
What
Like,
are
why?
you
I'm like, because
doing?
I'm tired and like it's too loud here. Like,
Yeah.
Dude,
it's almost 12:30. I gotta go to bed.
I stopped by Earl's about, I don't know, a couple weeks ago for a minute, and it was like 9:45. We were heading home, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go meet some friends." I was like, "Mm-mm. What are you doing? That's late."
It was late. It was.
late. I mean, whatever. But holy shit, to go out? Yeah, you're crazy. The good old days, my man. All right, what's next?
Yeah. So the next question is my favorite question, and everybody can answer this one. Tell us the last local artist you listened to, or if you don't listen to a lot of local artists, just give us one you want to shout out, but tell us somebody we should know about. You can start, Grant.
Go
yeah,
ahead,
so
man.
you're looking around, we're picking you.
Oh man, that's a good question.
So many good ones, man. That's what we've learned.
I no, there actually is.
I'm serious. That's a
Yeah, oh
legit-
yeah.
Quote me on it.
We see
Yeah.
acts every weekend here, and everybody's always fire. Like,
just
it's
like,
there's
what?
no short supply in the city of good music.
And I can't tell you how many times we go, y'all have nothing out. You've got to
Yeah.
put something out. I mean, it happens a lot.
That's a difficult question. I mean, I actually shameless plug. I'm a big fan of I think the last local artist I probably listened to was Zach's band, the Ego Trippers.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I know.
So,
Great band.
local bands, Church Friends are great. The Ego Trippers are great. I feel like Bendigo Fletcher, awesome.
Boa Boys.
Boa Boys. We're gonna start putting music out in April. Keep your eyes out.
We have to get you on if you want.
Shameless plug. We are April. We're gonna start doing a single series in April. But yeah, there are like so many good local acts. I feel like if I don't say all of them, I'm just gonna feel bad about
Rapid
it.
fire a couple if you have a few.
I love Cat Brooks.
Catherine Brooks.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it off the air. Love Catherine. She's amazing.
Catherine will be on as a co-host coming up in
Nice,
March.
nice.
So,
Yeah, she's got some new stuff coming
I'm
soon. I
kicking
believe.
Earl
Yeah.
over that way.
I get to move over. I
I'm
love
sorry,
Catherine.
dude. I'm gonna kick you out. Catherine.
That's fine. I would too.
That's a no-brainer.
I feel like
Right?
there's like a lot of like sick punk bands, like younger punk band, like the Tabs, Shitfire.
I love Shitfire. They are
They
are fire. They are amazing.
Yeah. White Woolly.
White
Woolies.
Woolies. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Turbo Nut, and I've seen them.
Yeah.
The two.
I know. I feel like we're gonna be driving home. Like, God, I should have said this band.
Wombo.
Nub somebody.
Wombo,
yeah.
awesome.
So many good bands that we've still yet to have, dude.
Say Scotty Anderson. I think he goes by Sleepy Anderson. He's also awesome. Plastics.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like trying to rattle off.
You're
every
it's like
person
one
I
of
know.
those Grammy speeches when you're like, oh no, I'm gonna.
Yeah. That's how I felt this whole time we've been talking.
Anemic Royalty.
Yeah,
Killer.
Anemic.
So many good
My
ones.
younger brother does. He goes by Shayro. He's a rap hip hop kind of,
Okay.
but he plays the keyboard. It's unique.
He's been on
He's
the
good.
pod playing with Trap
Ripper,
and
yeah.
Joey. He's the guy playing keys. Aaron.
Riley?
Yep.
Yeah,
He's supposed to be here tonight, right? Same person.
That's Riley Aaron.
that's Riley Aaron.
Aaron Riley and Riley Aaron are different
Yeah.
people.
Also,
Shut
shout out
up.
Riley Aaron.
Are you serious?
No, his name's just Aaron.
Yeah, my brother's Aaron, and then Riley Aaron is
What's Aaron's last name?
Snell.
Oh yeah, I wrote that down earlier.
Because I thought
he was gonna
Riley
be here
Aaron was
tonight.
coming on tonight, and that's what I listened to all
So
day
Aaron-
today, and makes great shit.
Dude,
like,
that's too much going on. Too many Aarons.
Too many Aarons.
Riley
yeah.
Schnell,
Hey,
Aaron
Ron.
Schnell, Riley Aaron.
Snell, yeah, that's
Right.
it.
Aaron Schnell. All right. But Aaron Schnell does something himself too, right?
Shay Rowe.
Shayro, yeah.
Shay Rowe. That's what you're talking. Okay.
Mhm.
My head's just got blown, dude. Like my whole mind just melted because all that was connected for me coming in. It would have totally thrown me off. Because the Shay Rowe would have been playing with Riley Aaron, right?
Oh yeah.
No, can't. I'm glad this happened now. I can work everything out, and it makes me feel so much better now.
We're all intertwined. Everybo's intertwined.
Everybody's intertwined.
Yeah.
True. Well, that's what I do love about Church Friends, and you guys and Shayro and the Louisville music community. Boa Boys and Turbo Nut with the Routine Caffeine. Those guys. The whole all this. There's so many like 6 degrees of separation with the Louisville music scene that
Yeah.
always.
I mean, just talking
Blows my
tonight,
mind.
there's a bunch of people we all know. Yeah. And I don't really know. I've met you once, but
Yeah,
otherwise I don't really know you all. But we all know the same people. It's
For sure,
such a cool.
It's a
community.
small big town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said that earlier to Emily that was here. I was like, it's cool because she's
Yeah.
from Iowa,
Yeah.
Davenport. And I was like, man, this Louisville's a small, big town. It's just cool. It's perfect. It's quaint. But it also has created this little music community that is just blowing my mind, man. You Shane mentioned so many people that number one, we've been fans of in this room for a long time that we haven't had on, and that just it just is crazy to think, this is episode 207 and you named 5, 6, 7 groups that we'd love to have in that are such a part of a staple of the music community, Ego Trippers. And it's just wild to think how good this whole thing is. It blows my mind all the time. It really does.
Yeah, it's
And-
cool. I say all the time, it's my, like, I work 10-hour shifts on Monday, so I work 10 hours and I come here, and it's like my favorite, Monday's still my favorite day, because I
Yeah.
get to, like,
Nice. Yeah.
come here and, like, today specifically.
What a pleasant surprise.
It is, yeah, because I did not know you were coming, and so it worked out
Surprise.
well.
Well, it was a surprise for you because you were listening to something else, and it was a total surprise because I didn't know what to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
say
it was
Riley
just
Aaron
a-
gained a new fan because I listened to him all day, but I was glad to meet you all too. And like I said, I will hit you all up to do a show. I would do a show with you all anytime.
Fired
This was
up.
like a
Yeah.
right up my alley as far
Yeah.
as sound goes. Like
We'll make
the
it
stuff I
happen.
would listen to.
So, is there, before we get out of here anyway, to find where you all will be playing, new music, anything like that, somewhere to kind of direct everybody to find you?
I
all?
would say for this project, the best way would probably be my personal Instagram, which I think if you look up Shane Spader on Instagram will pop up, but the handle is bruised_shin, which has been the name forever. But yeah, that's probably what I keep up with most and
Okay.
post upcoming shows for this project.
I
So.
tell you what, since everybody has so much going on, why don't we, everybody, go through and tell us where to find you? Zach, where would be a good place to find you and everything you're doing with Ego Trippers, these guys, everything else going on?
Yeah, probably on Instagram. Just so you can follow at the Ego Trippers. And then I'm also playing with Maggie Halfman on guitar and singing. And what's her at? Mag Decent?
Yeah, at
M-A-G
Mag Decent.
Decent.
Yeah.
Right on, man. So you got a little bit going on, huh?
Yeah.
Trey, I already know you got a million things going on, my man.
Church.friends. Church.friends.
All right, so did you found that, or is it you and the... you and-
Grant's actually the founding father. And then
He has the hat.
he
That is a
brought
killer
us. He
hat,
brought
dude.
a couple of us into the fold. Connor, Aaron, and myself were
Okay.
the original church friends, but it's rapidly expanding.
Well, Aaron's the brother, right? So
Aaron's Grant's brother.
Yeah,
that's
my
where he
youngest
gets
brother.
to-
It's been
he
fun to
gets go
see.
Anyway.
It's been fun to see the evolution of church
The
friends.
evolution,
Yeah.
It's been wild. But yeah, that was I guess we started when I was like 21, around 21. I'm 29 now. It was like, at the time, it was like my, quote unquote brainchild. Like I just had some songs. It started out as a side project. I was still playing in the band with Shane with Trey and the Hopkins boys, the Formalities. And like, I think I just like wanted to record some tunes, and then I don't know, it just evolved over time.
It's one of my favorite names, man. So where can people find you?
Either most of my stuff goes on Church Friends, and then also my personal account, which is at Wonder King One Pick.
Don't look up Wonder King dick pic. That's a totally different dude.
That's his Finsta account.
That's my Finsta account.
Drake.
All right. Well, Spencer, what about you, man? Luthier work, all that stuff. Where can people find you?
Yep, you can find me at spencer.corbin. Actually, tomorrow will be the first day of having a Corbin Customs Instagram, and for a way for you guys to reach out in order for me to do some luthier work for you guys. And so yeah,
Right.
Spencer.Corbin for right now, but then tomorrow it is going to be Corbin.customs.guitars.
On the gram?
Yep, on the
All right,
gram.
man. All right, we got to get that out there. What about you, Earl?
Yeah, it's Earl Bowman Music. Anywhere you can find it. Earl Bowman.
Wait a second. Breaking news, man. Live at the Monarch is out.
I did, yeah. I put out an EP. Yeah, I did a
Big
fun
news.
show at the Monarch a while back, and they gave me the tracks. I worked it out with my producer to mix them at a good deal since he's mixing my whole album, and it's out. I put it. I didn't tell nobody. I just put it out and it said it's out
Sounded
now.
great, too.
Yeah.
It sounds awesome. So
Awesome.
yeah, check
We're
that
gonna,
out.
we're gonna
check
listen.
it out.
The
We'll listen
Monarch.
to it on the way home.
Yeah, listen to it. It's just 4 tunes, so it's
Sweet.
not much.
And speaking of the Monarch, be sure to check out Top Hill Takeover at the Monarch. This may or may not be released after our February date, but check it out anyway. We talked
Yeah,
about
every
live
month.
music and how amazing live music is and the vibe. We got an amazing show on the 25th of February with Earl Bowman, Emily Jamerson, Luke Trimble, and
Hunter Flynn,
Hunter
yeah.
Flynn. So if you don't make that one, make one coming up. We'll keep on doing those suckers. You guys, we appreciate it. Look for us at
Yeah,
tophill.com.
Thanks so much for having us.
We appreciate
Hopefully
it,
we didn't
man.
sound too stupid sitting here talking.
Well, I mean, that I don't edit, so I hope, what you said is what
We've
we
heard
get.
stupider. You're
Sweet.
fine.
I'm not. I'm used to playing music, not talking. So
I thought you were great.
Yeah, it was a fun time. You all, like I said, your all sound was great. This has
Thank
been
you,
a
man.
fun
Thank you.
time. I was glad that you all showed up.
yeah, thanks
Not
so
what
much
I
for having
expected.
us.
Thanks,
Definitely
guys.
what I enjoy.
Hell yeah. Appreciate it, fellas.
Top Hill Recording.